Just quieten down, baby.
Per capita export value.
Libraries.
Minister, are you embarrassed by your behavior today?
There's a lot of bleeding hearts around.
Do you have the fortitude or the gonads to stand up and come across here and say that to me, you son of a bitch?
Just watch me.
He certainly went too far, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him stick his tongue out.
Contemptuous disregard.
More than a slab of bacon talking here.
The disappointment you also feel is my responsibility.
I lost my temper.
What is the nature of your thoughts?
The word was F-A-R-T.
Hello and welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring. My name is Rhys, and with me is the impenetrable Jesse Harley.
He's tried many times. I'm just... Can you start that? I need something different. Can you restart the intro, but as a circus? One of those guys that comes out and tells everyone in the audience that they are in fact at the circus and what they're about to see. What's that? Circus announcer.
Roll up. Welcome to Le Cirque de Baguette or something.
The Le Cirque de Baguette?
Yeah, it's shaped. It's not round. It's not a round-shaped circus tent. It's a long, thin tunnel, and it's terrible if you got seats at the back because you can't see anything. Tonight, boys and girls, we've got this incredible act called Jesse Harley. He has amazingly helped co-create a podcast on a topic he knows nothing about, despite having quite a lot of knowledge in other fields, and therefore tricking the audience into thinking he knows nothing.
That was the plan all along. I really do come across as too smart. I've got to do something about that.
Nothing helps the confidence like portraying yourself as an idiot. So anyway, welcome everyone. Oh, Jesse, we didn't do this, but you need to promote a small business. It's your turn.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you said that. Oh, first off, I just want to thank everyone who wrote in and wished my Pappy J. That's my, some people call them, other names. He's a Pappy J. His 90th birthday. He was very pleased, and so I just wanted to thank everyone who wrote in for that. That was really wonderful of everybody, and he had a great time. I got him a small plot. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I got him a small plot of land in Ireland, which by some decree means he's allowed to call himself a lord. So he thought that was very
Does
fun
he?
now. Yep. Lord
Did he start acting more aggressive, going, "I'm a lord now"?
Immediately.
And
just picked up a fork.
You with a big wooden spoon and hit you over the head with it.
He keeps it by his chair at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
I am the Lord. Oh, God. Anyway.
Lord Jim Quinton Clark, PhD.
There we go. That's that's a big title.
That is his name.
So enough about Lord Pappy J, PhD. What business would you like? What small business would you promote during the pandemic?
So I have a buddy, Aaron Peerless, in Kentville, Nova Scotia, who has a business called Phantom Effects Special Effects Makeup.
That sounds really cool.
It's very cool. He does a lot of effects, special effects, practical special effects for independent films, a lot of independent films, as well as television shows that come through the province. It's really neat. You can go to phantomeffects.com. And this is also really neat. His business is on top of, he has this very large warehouse. He does all the makeup on top of it. And the warehouse, he transforms every year into a one of those Halloween scare mazes. Right. And so he works on that all year round. And I've been through it. I got to film in it actually. It was really, really neat. It's if you get a chance, if you're in Kentville in Halloween, go and check out his Halloween scare maze. It's really quite cool. It's
that's pretty cool.
They recreated inch for inch the cabin from Evil Dead, and they put it inside the scare maze. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. You've never seen anything like it. So
that's cool. And
there's my promo.
And that's a product everyone can enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if you're an accountant with a medium-sized accountancy firm in a small regional city, then get your special effects there.
What?
It's not, I was just thinking, it's a cool business. I was just thinking, it's not really a bunch of listeners aren't going to go and buy makeup.
Oh no, but I mean, I don't
Like,
know. I don't have a lot of friends who own businesses, so I was like,
I really want to
know.
I really want to get my partner a nice fake wound for Valentine's Day. But it's cool business, none. It's fine. There are no rules. It's fine. So, the other thing before we get into this episode was I wanted to talk about speakpipe.com.
So this is a new thing Rhys is telling me about. Yeah,
we're going to try it out. If none of you leave messages, we'll drop it. Speakpipe.com/Canadian politics is boring. Sarah from Intoxicated suggested it, and it's where you can leave us voice messages that we can play on the air when we record next and reply to.
If you just want to say hi to us, you can specifically tell us, please don't play this on your show, and we'll consider it.
We don't have the premium version, so you've only got 90 seconds to say your piece. So
it's probably for the best reason.
Yeah, let's cap it at 90 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't want a 5-minute monologue.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Speakpipe.com /Canadian politics is boring. Yeah?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Say hi to us. We'll remind you at the end of the show. That'll be your
call to action.
Your call to action.
So this episode, this is a fun one.
You've said that before, and I'm excited.
This is a fun one.
Excited.
So I've got a collection of the weirdest laws from across Canada.
Oh, this is going to be good already.
So I've just got a huge list.
I feel like this could be like a multi-episode sort of.
It could almost be like his own thematic episode where it's another one of the weird laws episodes, but I got some good ones to talk through.
Is it so? Okay, yeah.
So I'll start with quite a funny one. So in the Canadian Criminal Code from the 1940s, it is illegal to possess, print, publish, or sell a comic book that depicts any criminal act. So basically, Batman trying to catch the Joker, rob a bank from like 1952 is technically illegal in Canada.
So it would have to show Batman's face, and he'd point off screen, off panel, saying, "Hey, you, the one who is clearly robbing that bank, stop right there!" And then it just cuts to the chase scene, and you never see
the end. It's just like the end. So
hold on, I have to ask: are these laws still in effect?
I think it is, but it's not enforced, and I think it comes from the
these are some of these ridiculous laws that were passed that no one really paid attention to, nobody enforced, and so they just kind of disappeared into the ether, but are still technically legal. Is it?
Yeah, they are. Like for instance, during this period, though, they were burning a lot of comic books in the US because of
this is in the 1940s. I don't think there were a lot of comics in the night. Actually,
that's where most of them started.
My pappy J, Lord Jim Quinton Clark, PhD, was saying that back in the 40s there was only like 2 comic books in Canada. There was like
they probably importing a bunch of American ones, I guess.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but and like I think comic books at the time were like video games. They're like, no, you're making our children violent. So I imagine the law was a reaction to that, and then everyone just moved on, forgot about it.
The whole video game.
So
making people violent. Timmy, put that video game down right now. It's making you violent. And then they come over and they beat the shit out of Timmy for playing a video game, for making him violent.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Now watch me drink.
Sit in the corner, Timmy. Don't blink. Don't blink.
Watch me nail this
eye contact.
bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good times with your father.
Yeah.
Just unending eye contact while he drinks a fifth of whiskey. Yeah. A fifth. That's a good day.
In Toronto, it's illegal to drag your dead horse down the street on the last day of the week.
What? It's the last part of that law that makes it.
It's fine.
It's fine every other day.
Every other day is fine.
I mean, it's almost expected.
Well, nobody wants to see that on a Sunday, so Saturday's fine.
Fuck, this is weird, right? Look, Joe, it's Tuesday afternoon, and there's nobody dragging a dead horse anywhere.
This is one of my
That's
favorite.
weird.
This is one of my favorite ones. If
Are we done with that one already?
Yeah,
that one's
There's loads. There's loads. So if for any reason you find yourself in the same room as the Queen without heavy security and you want to say hello, you have to approach her head on because taking her by surprise is illegal in all provinces. So
territories. It's fine.
yeah. You're not allowed.
It's expected.
Don't take the Queen by surprise.
Now, when you mean head on, do you mean like you see her? You know, she's down. She's at Tim Hortons in one end, and you're at the other end, and you guys make eye contact, and you bend over and put your head so the top of your head is facing her, and you just kind of charge.
I'm sure that would work too. I'm sure there's no law against that.
I wasn't sure what head on meant. So.
In Victoria, BC, it's illegal for a bagpiper to play at the same time as another street performer. Which I imagine is because they obviously had a spate of bagpipers drowning out everybody else. And they made it illegal.
Where did you find this? Is amazing.
Did you know that it's illegal to pay for things with a lot of coins in Canada? So you're only allowed to use...
Hold on. It's the wording. Some of this shit, a lot. Like,
and they define that as a maximum of 25 loonies at the same time, and only 5 coins of 25 cents.
Are you serious? Is this? Please tell me that one's still in effect, because
I think it is. I think
that's not an old law. Not that old. I mean, loonies aren't like from like the 1940s or anything like that.
No, exactly.
I think they came out in the 90s.
In Uxbridge, Ontario, it's illegal to have a Wi-Fi connection faster than 56k.
In where?
Uxbridge, Ontario.
Why?
I don't know. It
doesn't say.
St. John's, Newfoundland.
Wait,
sorry. I'm just jumping ahead.
I'm like processing each one, and then you're throwing another one in my ear holes. Oxbridge, Ontario.
Uxbridge.
Uxbridge.
Yeah.
It's illegal. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know why. Like,
I don't know. Like, that's like dial-up speed. I assume everyone's ignoring that law.
It's not just dial-up speed. It's slow dial-up speed.
Yeah. Remember that? Anyway.
Okay, here's a weird one, actually. Not a weird law, but just about the dial-up speed sound, because I was a child of the 90s. Technically a child of the 80s, teenager.
Get off the internet. I want to call your auntie. That's very stuff.
Like, no, but we had a computer at our house and it used a dial-up, and there was that tone, that whatever. And I was looking at a Reddit thread talking about them, and they were saying, oh yeah, no, depending on the modem you had and depending on the year that came out, it would make a different noise. And they provided a YouTube link to the different sounds different modems made at different years. And I was able to pick mine out. I haven't heard it since like 1995.
Because you spent so much time sat there waiting for the dial-up so that you could...
But how fucking crazy is that my brain remembered a bunch of... You know, I'm like, that's the one. That's my old computer. Oh boy, the good old memories. Like I was able to pick that out from a lineup of noises, beeps, bops, and slurps. Like
it's all coming back to me now. So if you live in St. John's, Newfoundland, it's illegal to drive your cows through the streets after 8 a.m. And also, you're not
drive
them. You know, like as in, you know, you drive a herd of cows through with a big stick.
Oh, I thought you meant like get them in a vehicle somehow. And
no.
Oh, all right.
No, and also you can't have them as house guests.
That's pretty much a universal Newfoundland law. I'm fairly certain.
It's illegal to have pet rats in Alberta, and I believe that's because they don't have rats, do they?
What?
There's no rats in Alberta.
I've heard something like this.
Yeah, so it's illegal.
You're Googling it right now, aren't you?
I am.
I've heard something like this.
It reminds me of, remember Fievel? The Fievel Goes West. There are no cats in America. There are no rats in Alberta is the Canadian version.
There are no rats in a Just
The
doesn't
province
work.
has had no breeding populations of rats for over 70 years, thanks to its storied rat control program. The Norway rat, or Rattus norvegicus, is unique because it must live near humans. Yeah, basically they just killed all rats. And
That's amazing. And
and the
just by
rats-
saying nobody's allowed having rats as pets, it
yeah,
did it.
and also it's hard for rats to get there because it's not an easy trip. But there are no rats in Alberta, and the streets are
See,
paved with cheese.
It just doesn't work, man.
I know. It's illegal in some places to have a snowman higher than 30 inches. And I imagine that's because someone got killed by a tall snowman at some point. In Petrolia, Ontario, which sounds like a town built entirely on petroleum.
I know, yeah. I was thinking that.
Yeah, it's illegal to whistle in public. Yelling, shouting, hooting, whistling, or singing is prohibited at all times.
Hooting.
Hoot.
What?
Imagine going for a job interview and then they say, "Well, it says here you've got a criminal conviction. Can you discuss that with us? We're not judgmental." Well, I was caught hooting in public because I saw an owl and I wanted to be friends with it.
This is Alberta?
Yeah, in Oak Bay, you can get fined $100 if your parrot talks too loudly. I love how specific that is. Like something happened once,
right?
And they overreacted with a law and then it never happened again.
Oh my God, Rhys! This
is
we
against...
should honestly as a TV show idea. You and I should go out and break a bunch of laws.
just try us going around Canada trying to break all of these obscure laws.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go.
In front of police.
I can't wait to get arrested in Oak Bay for hooting.
Just walk by a bunch of patrolmen. Hoot, 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 hoot. That's not hooting. I'm a really bad hooter. You do it. You were much better.
Hoot. You've got to say the word. It's like onomatopoeia.
It was, but it was sounding like angrily hooting at cops.
Yeah. So it's illegal to paint a wooden ladder in Alberta. And
what?
Yeah, exactly.
I wish you found the stories behind these.
I know. And apparently it's illegal to paint your house and garage doors purple in Ottawa. And in Beaconsfield, Quebec, you can get sued for painting your house more than 2 colors. Again, really specific things happened.
It's not illegal. You can get sued.
Yeah, you can get sued. It's not against the law, but someone who's offended by a tricolor house. I don't know. I'd like to see the case they built, but in Oshawa, there's a law that bans climbing trees. No one shall interfere with a tree or part of a tree located on municipal property, including not limited to attacking, affixing, or placing upon any manner of object or thing to a tree or part of a tree and climbing the tree.
God, they got really specific on that one. Jesus.
Yeah. In Fredericton, New Brunswick.
I feel like we could make a really good board game out of this that
exactly.
3, maybe 4 people would buy. If we're really lucky.
Exactly.
Yeah. Totally worth it.
It's called Hoot.
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark Hoot. The game of Canadian laws. So in Fredericton, New Brunswick, it's against the law to wear a snake in public or to carry a pet lizard.
Okay, so are they differentiating between the two?
Well,
because you can carry a snake any number of ways, but then they specified don't carry a snake or wear one.
Yeah,
like a shirt.
Well, I guess people get
you open up its mouth and you climb inside and kind of make armholes.
Some people have giant snakes as pets, and they're like, "Oh, I know it could crush my neck if it fancied it, but it's so kind and loving, and it cuddles me." And then they wear them out.
It's just very cuddly,
Exactly.
It's very cuddly.
Exactly. It's illegal to eat ice cream on Bank Street in Ottawa on Sundays.
Specifically one street.
Yeah.
in one day. Okay. So you and I go to Bank Street Saturday night with an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Okay. We find a police officer.
Oh, we give them out. We get an ice cream van.
Oh, that's
and
good.
we sell ice cream to them. We
yes.
give ice cream away for free to people. So we make hundreds of people who just think they're getting free ice cream break the law.
We just have to find police officers while we're doing this and just never break eye contact.
And then hope that a big team of riot police turn up to round everybody up. So
just making eye contact at 11:59 p.m. and taking a big long lick of a moon. Yeah.
Taxi drivers in Halifax, Nova Scotia, aren't allowed to wear T-shirts.
Hold on, what?
They're not allowed to wear T-shirts. They must be dressed neatly and tidy at all times. They have to wear a shirt, shoes, and socks, and keep their attire. They cannot wear a T-shirt.
Oh, when you first said it, I was thinking to myself, like, well, I've been in cabs and they're not naked, although.
No, they just, no topless cabs. But they can't, like, wear a T-shirt. They have to wear a shirt.
That's against the law.
Yeah, I guess they want to...
In Halifax?
Yeah, they want to maintain a standard.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've really...
In Ontario until 1995, it was
of all the cab driver issues that we've had in Halifax, Nova Scotia, wearing a T-shirt is the top of the list for sure.
Exactly. In Ontario until 1995, it was illegal to make yellow margarine.
What?
I don't know.
What color is margarine normally? Just white, I guess.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they did blue. Maybe it was like Star Wars blue margarine.
I have nothing but this massive just wave of questions for you whenever you manage.
Luke, eat your blue margarine.
I don't.
You saw a totally different movie that
I did. In London, Ontario, if your grass grows higher than 8 inches, the city will come and cut it for you, but then they send you a bill.
That sounds kind of worth it, actually.
No, there was an issue in...
how much is the bill?
During the pandemic, somebody near me got fined because I think they were husband and wife. They were both doctors, and they were working flat out during like the first wave. And they hadn't cut their grass for a long time because they were obviously just doing long shifts in the hospital. And some people complained that their grass was unkept, and they got fined by the city for not maintaining their yard properly. And they were like, what? And then there was just there was a big backlash, and their neighbors all planted flowers and cut the grass for them and chipped in to pay the fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was one of their neighbors that complained in the first place.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who gives? I don't. If one of my neighbors decides to burn tires in their front yard and I don't know, park a car that slowly rusts over 30 years, I'm not gonna. I might judge them for it, but I won't call the police.
No, you'd be far too nice. You'd send them like a really.
Oh, nice... the car's looking rustier than last year. Well done.
Good job.
Yeah. Good. Oh, those tires are warm now. You're burning them.
I walked by your place this morning and I saw that your car wasn't rusting as quickly as you'd like, so I threw some water on it. You're welcome. Just let me know if I can do anything else to help your rusty car and smelly tires. This is how you treat your. You're just too nice. You're too kind. Yeah. You're always looking out for their best interest.
Sorry, my dog just jumped up on my lap. Hello, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. Oh, Rosie's looking big. She's growing.
Yeah, she's like 55 pounds now. 6 months old. She's growing big. Go and sit over there. Sorry, she's been desperate for cameo on the podcast for ages. So anyway, until 2018, it was a punishable offense in Canada to pretend that you were a witch.
Okay, so as long
you
as
can be a witch, just don't.
Just going to say, like, as if you were actually a witch, you're fine.
Just don't be a fake one.
So, what was the punishment?
I don't know. Pretending to drown you, pretending to burn you at the stake for pretending to be a witch.
Oh, that might be kind of fun, though.
Yeah,
just pretend. Yeah,
exactly. And like one of my favorite one, which has got to be one of the weirdest. It's in BC.
Hold on a second. Just to go back to the other one.
Yeah.
You said up until 2018.
Yes.
Which means someone must have brought this up.
Somebody was like, hey guys, you know this law?
Either that or someone was literally arrested for this law.
I'm a witch.
A judge had to overturn this. A judge had to kill this law.
So we need to go to Bank Street in Ottawa on a Sunday, eat ice cream dressed as witches. Gonna be going down for like 30 years in a federal prison. Meanwhile, we're already in a police chase for hooting.
Right.
And climbing trees. So.
We could hoot at the cops while in trees.
Exactly, yeah. And eating ice cream dressed like witches. Yeah, there we go.
Breaking eye contact, yeah.
So in BC, it is illegal to shoot Sasquatch.
But only in BC.
Only in BC, yeah. And apparently, it just sounds bizarre because like Bigfoot people will go, well, if this is the law, then they're admitting that he's real. And that's not the case. Apparently, it's to do with the fact that they were concerned that people would try and shoot Sasquatch. What they actually shooting were people. So the idea is that if you think you see Bigfoot, you go, I'm going to shoot it. There's a good chance you might endanger somebody else. Or it could just be like a hairy man, skinny dipping. And they go, look, we shot Bigfoot. Quick, let's take him. And they drive straight to CBC News to in Vancouver and open the tarp and say to CBC, look, report this. We found Bigfoot, and it's just a man called Clive who likes skinny dipping on the weekends. It was just hairy.
That's Clive, that is.
Yeah. Why is Bigfoot wearing a digital watch? Kind of so yeah, that, which I think makes sense, but it's still weird. They should just say don't shoot things in general unless you have unless you're looking for something specific. And
what if they're specifically looking for Bigfoot to shoot? I mean, there is the problem, right? So
that's true. Yeah, you specifically can't shoot Bigfoot.
That's the law. All right.
Yeah. But also you could apply that to anything. You could say, don't shoot ghosts. Because then you're like, well, we don't want, they might accidentally shoot people, or don't shoot, mythical gods in downtown Vancouver. If you see Zeus, don't shoot. I don't know. I guess maybe they had a bunch of people out trying to kill. There is a TV show called Killing Bigfoot, so maybe it was because of those kind of people.
Oh, nice. I would watch that. Just because it sounds absolutely ridiculous, not because I want to see people try to kill.
It'd be one of those really formulaic TV shows where you have the voiceover and some really fast, like speed ramped drone footage, and then you'd have like just different like people turn into camera when they've gone. This is, Dave, Carl, Bill, and it'll just be like a voiceover that would go.
Johnny put on his
all across America, Bigfoot is sighted, but no one has ever killed one. These hit team of Bigfoot hunters hope to finally catch him. This is Killing Bigfoot. And it would just be like that. You could easily just write an episode. Nothing happens. Just some people are in the woods together. They all go home.
I think we should do this.
You could just call it Killing Time, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not as exciting.
Rhys, it should just do one of those Bigfoot shows, but do Killing Time. Rhys and Jesse want to kill time. I can't wait to go into the woods and kill time. Hopefully we'll kill some time.
So it's either like the plant time,
and then there's a commercial break, and it comes back to the next one, and they just rehash. They go, in the first part you saw this, and that's the first half of the second part, and then the end of the second part is just only a little bit of new stuff, and then the third part is a rehash of the first and the second part with only a third of the new stuff, and then the fourth part is a roundup of the whole show with literally 30 seconds of some new stuff. That's how it works.
Are you familiar with Joel Haver on YouTube?
No.
He's an up-and-coming YouTube star, and he did it's kind of like a similar ridiculous reality show. I think it was called Ice Walkers. It was just him and his buddy just walking on a frozen lake, just hanging out. It's really good. Yeah, it was good.
So I've got some federal aviation laws for you. So it's illegal for a person to enter or leave an aircraft during flight.
So
unless
hold on.
there's a caveat.
Oh, there's a caveat. Okay, I was just going to say. I bet you I know what the caveat is.
Unless the person leaves for the purpose of making a parachute descent.
There you go.
If the passenger is in possession of a parachute, however, you must first get permission from the pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run through a scenario in my head here. So, the plane is burning. The engines are on fire. The plane is going down. You've got minutes before you crash. The door gets ripped off. The air depressurizes, and you're like, well, I can jump out and maybe survive, or I can land in this burning wreckage of steel and definitely not survive. And you jump, and you land in the water, and you break your legs, but you survive, and somehow you manage to get rescued, and you go home, and the press are all over you, and your loved ones can't believe you made it, and you go through therapy, and then days later you get a knock at the door. It is the police.
Arrest you because you didn't
ask for permission.
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know he's dead? Like, he died, so I got promoted to pilot. So I gave myself permission.
Oh, that's good.
That's what I'd say. Or I'd hold the dead pilot's face and just move their mouth and go, "Yes, we're on the plane." Well, that's me in the clear.
So in your scenario, the pilot is already dead before the plane hits the water.
Yeah, that's why it's crashing. And then
because the pilot had a stroke.
No, I don't know.
And just started. So the plane started and like you're like, I've got to get out of this plane. And your first thought is immediately run as fast as you can to the cockpit, tear open the door, find a dead pilot there, take your hand, cup his jaw, ask him, "Can I jump out of this plane without a parachute?" And then, a la Weekend at Bernie's style, move his mouth saying, "Yes, Rhys, you can have permission from me. Have a good flight." And then you go off and jump out of the plane. This is
because I want to avoid the scenario you described where I get arrested later on.
Yeah, of the two scenarios, getting arrested is definitely the worst.
Instead, you get arrested for desecrating a dead body.
I'd like to think you make that voice too for him.
Yeah.
Yes, Rhys, I give you full permission as the pilot of this plane. Yeah.
Come with me. I can eat you.
You use the pilot as a parachute. Just like his arms in one hand, his legs in another. He was just kind of like,
or just use his body to surf through the air. Anyway,
hold on. So like, the rest of the plane it's screaming, and they're in terror as the plane plummets to the ocean, and out you come from the pilot's quarters with the pilot dead already over your shoulder, and you just slump him in front of the door on his face and his belly. You open the door up while you stand on his back, and then out the two of you go, like riding him like a surfboard.
Before I do that, I turn to the rest of the people in the plane and go, "Cowabunga dudes." And then I go. And then they never saw me again. Nobody ever saw me again.
Because they all died, yeah. Because they weren't as smart as you.
If you've ever been affected by an airline disaster, I'm very sorry, but there we go. Those are some weird Canadian laws that I found.
That was fantastic. That was great.
Thank you for the presentation. Good night.
Is this your TED Talk?
Yeah, this has been my TED Talk. I'm Rhys Waters, and you can follow me on the internet.
So why don't you tell our listeners what the call to action is? Remind them, Rhys.
Call to action was to go to, what did I say it was called again?
Speakpipe.com/Canadian politics is boring. In fact,
speakpipe.com.
So did they have to sign up?
No, this is a button they can press.
So literally, you're going to, hopefully, if you remember, you're going to leave a link in the show notes of wherever you're listening to your podcast. Just look at all the description shit. You just tap a little button with your thumb, and seconds later, you can be leaving us a filthy, filthy, filthy voicemail. Is that right?
Well,
simple.
I keep it clean. This is a family. This is a family show.
Rhys will bleep out any fucks or shits or
Yeah. And yeah, just leave us a nice in your best voice, and just leave us a message if you want to. There's no pressure.
And then we'll judge you. We'll judge the best voicemail.
Yeah.
And and do a top 10 worst voicemail and funniest voice.
Or we'll just play. Well, ask us questions if you want, and we'll answer them.
Maybe
that's better rather than just random noise. Ask us a question.
Random noise. You think if we don't specify, ask us a question, someone will just like click on the link and go, and then end it, and then we'll just play it. Well, we didn't specify. This is what one person said.
We dug this hole ourselves. Now we've got to lie in it.
We've got 273 random noises from people. Damn, Rhys, we should have specified. Fuck.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
well,
cool.
That's it. Thanks for teaching me about these ridiculous shit. These ridiculous shit. I'm good at English.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into ridiculous shit. And we'll
probably a podcast.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for sticking us in your ear holes, all snug up in there, just the way you like us. And yeah, talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 And don't kill Bigfoot.
Just quieten down, baby.
Per capita export value.
Libraries! Minister, are you embarrassed by your behavior today?
There's a lot of bleeding hearts around.
Do you have the fortitude or the gonads to stand up and come across here and say that to me, you son of a bitch?
Just watch me.
He certainly went too far, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him stick his tongue out.
Contemptuous disregard.
More than a slab of bacon talking here.
The disappointment you also feel is my responsibility.
I lost my temper. What is the nature of your thoughts?
The word was FART.